Welcome to Beyond Common Business Secrets. We are so grateful that you are here. And I have to say that today's episode is probably something that's been brewing up a long time. We're going to dive in to a very hot topic. It's a very timely topic, but we're diving into what not to do at your family holiday gatherings. So I decided to title it Ditch the Drama, the Do's and Don'ts of Family Gatherings. Because whether you are a business owner, a leader, leading your family, anything in between, the stress of family gatherings can take its toll and wreak havoc on our overall health and wellness. So I wanted to create this podcast episode for you as a go-to that you can tune into again and again to get you ready, to hype you up for having a joy-filled, like a holiday season that is filled with lots of love, joy, and laughter, like when we set that intention. So, since we're diving into what not to do at your holiday gatherings, I look at it like this: because avoiding all the landmines that you could possibly step on and activate, when we avoid those landmines that lead to drama amongst our family members, it can make all the difference. It can make all the difference in the world to change your holiday gathering experience from absolute stressed and burnt out and like, oh my God, why do I put myself through this, to absolute love, joy, and happiness. That sounds like a great trade-off to me. So that's why we're diving into this. And I like to look at it through this lens. It's almost like, just like when you're running a successful business or you're leading a team to victory, navigating family dynamics, it requires emotional intelligence, right? This is where digging deep to go beyond what is common, like what everybody else does. Like, right, we need to tap into our own emotional intelligence. We need to set clear boundaries that are protective, not defensive. And we need to embody clear strategic communication. So I decided to do this in a really fun way because I wanted it to be something that this could almost be like the self-help guide that you come back to again and again before you have to deal with any, family gatherings or doing things that put you in a highly stressful situation. So yes, that's so funny that Zoom is giving us a thumbs up. I love it. It's like, because I'm Sicilian and I talk with my hands all the time. So for those of you that are tuning in on YouTube, like, you can laugh at that. For those of you that are listening just to the audio, go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tracey Watts Cirino, so that you can see all the things that absolutely, even Zoom and the AI gods are in alignment with this being a thumbs up, right? Like, we all want the same things. We want to have a holiday season that's filled with love, laughter, and memorable moments, right? But it's not always like this Hallmark movie. Even though, if you're anything like me, you probably wish it was. Like, I love to watch those movies. So here's some things. I wanted to make this really fun. So rather than just being like, okay, here's the things not to do, but then you're like, okay, great. So can I not be myself? Like, what the F, Trace? What am I supposed to do? So instead of you having to be like, okay, what the F now? Okay, I'm just going to be a deaf mute at the holiday. No, like, we want you to be your full self. Be your big, beautiful, outrageous, weirdest, uniquest self. Like, that is what you need to bring to the holiday because you are worthy of that and so much more. So, when creating this, I wanted it to be where we showed you both, right? So we're going to give you the do's and the don'ts, and that is just going to make it all the fun. So remember, this is with the focused intent of love, right? Of love for yourself. Show yourself so much love that you know with every fiber of your being that you deserve a holiday season that is filled with lots of love, joy, and laughter, and set that intention to be clear. So that's where we start first. And then we're going to dive into the simple things that everyone knows, like to avoid oversharing your, personal struggles. And it's just like not always the right forum for that. But sometimes it feels like it is because these are our family, so like you want to be more strategic in when you have those conversations. And I share this from the heart because I epic fail at this all the effing time. So I have moments that I celebrate, like, wow, I avoided like sharing everything that's deep in my soul. And I'm so proud of myself because this wasn't the right place. This family gathering was not the place for that. So it's kind of like what I talk about, like read the room. Like sometimes, duh, I have to say that to myself. So the thing is that the duh is with love when you are saying this to yourself, right? It's like trying to create as much laughter and humor around the subject. I feel like it really transmutes the trauma and the drama that sometimes triggers within us when we are around certain family. And I've never been a person that hides this at all. I have a long, huge, dynamic family, that is just amazing and so hilarious and so crazy and hurtful at times. Like we are all the things. Like we are not just one thing. So when we can look at it through the lens of honoring that space of like we all want the same thing, right? We all want deep, meaningful relationships, true connections that make us spark something in our heart, not just like superficial, like bleh kind of conversations. But we might have to start with those before we get there, and that's okay. And so for me, that was a journey. That's why I say, like, I am going all out, no holds barred, giving you all the things. So let's go. Let's dive into this. So I have so many clients that are super successful that get really stressed out at this time of year. Even though they're leading these huge teams, they've made all these um big money financial gains, they still have a trauma trigger when it comes to the holiday season. So this is not just if you're struggling in every other area of your life. You could be absolutely slaying, killing it, having the best business ever, having the best uh marriage ever, but you have some crazy stuff going on in your family dynamics, right? So this is not a one size fits all. This is for everyone. So, my friend, buckle up because this is an episode of Beyond Common Business Secrets that you're going to want to share with friends and even relatives that need to hear it, because coming from someone else rather than you will always make it a softer thing. Like, hey, cousin, listen to this podcast. We should try to figure out how many other people in our family we can get to listen to this before we come together and get all these people who are living in absolute utter lack of awareness and totally focused on just getting through this second, not thinking of the overall picture, right? So it's like nobody's malicious or intentionally trying to hurt you, even if it triggers within you like all this pent up trauma and reactivate stuff. That sometimes is a signal that we need to heal, you need to go deeper. And that's a lot of the deep work that I do with my clients. Like in our 6-month like mentorship, we really dive into healing our whole self. And a lot of this is truly accepting yourself for who you are, what you are, everything in this moment exactly as you are. You're absolutely perfect, even if you are striving for, bettering yourself, hitting goals, the true acceptance piece. So sometimes we have to, instead of resisting, this was a huge struggle for me. So I didn't plan for the podcast to go this way, but it's feeling that this is what needs to be said. It For me, I had to do a lot of healing around the fact that I did not, I like it would trigger stuff in me. And then I would go back to my life and I would realize, oh, I need to really work on healing that. Like, why does that bother me? Is it true? well, what if it was true? What if there's a different story? So I really used it as my sort of lab for experiments and really figuring this out. And I make jokes about it. And most of the jokes that I make are about my like toxic behavior, my bad qualities, my things where I lost my patience and went into a fit of rage. And it's funny because I share these stories and my kids laugh. They're like, "Mom, you are like so nice." I'm like, "You don't understand. I was very angry as a child and I am not proud of a lot of behavior." And so oftentimes these are the family dynamics of like where people remember you at your worst moment, though you've worked your ass off to evolve and be better, right? They remember you at your worst moment and you're trying to be like, "No, look at me over here. I'm shining bright. Remember me for my best moment." And so that's a thing that like is really funny because I just have this, it's a very interesting thing. I have this natural bias that I remember people at their absolute best. Like I remember like the day that we met and you looked the best, the hottest, you looked like the youngest and most youthful. And that's how I know you forever. Um, I don't, it's a weird thing because I will talk to a lot of my clients. I talk to my husband about this. And the thing is that a lot of people will want you to remember them for their best moment or the thing they were gonna do, like the potential they had, but hold you to a standard of you had to be your best. Like you're not allowed to ever make a mistake. Well, that's the thing where family dynamics get tricky. It's like just because someone else believes it, it doesn't make it true. It's just their interpretation of the story. So when we kind of pull that away and remove all the emotional drama of it, the thing is that to have a holiday season that is filled with joy, love, and laughter, and really starts off as a foundation of healing, deep emotional, psychological, even abusive wounds, it all starts with how you want to feel. So you get to decide. So from this very moment, decide how you want to feel. Do you want to feel amazing and like you are your best self, even if you aspire to get better, right? Or do you want to feel like a victim that is like in the state of struggle, which makes it true of what others are thinking of you? It's your choice. It's your choice. And whatever you believe, you are right. So that was my soapbox moment. I know someone needed to hear that. That's why, sometimes my voice just takes over. We have the team plan this whole thing for the podcast, and then we just totally go off topic and off script. Well, here's the thing. Let's dive into the 10 things you should not do at family gatherings so that you can have a magical holiday experience, right? That the 10 things you should not do. We're going to do those first. And then I'm going to give you some tangible things that you can do so that you're not left with, okay, great, now what? Okay, so number one, this is going to sound like I'm so going against everything else I teach you. And that is don't share your big dreams with the dream crushers. So, unless you want Aunt Debbie Downer reminding you of why you always aim too high, who the F do you think you are? Oh, no one is going to ever do that. Like, who are you? Keep your $1 billion ideas for your vision board and your most supportive friend group, not the dinner table. So this is the stuff that you share with your coach, with your mentor, with your mastermind group, with your supportive friend group that does believe everything is possible. This is not the time. And I know it's counterintuitive. So you're going to be like, wait a minute. So don't share your big dreams, because if you share a big dream, and I can only say this with such passion and conviction because I've done this thousands of times. And when I share my dream before it's even like fully hatched or I even know what the F I'm talking about, it's so confusing. People look at you like, what? It's literally like setting your dream up to die. And then you feel lousy. So that's going to go against how we set the intention of how we want to feel. So do not do that. Number two, don't bring up that one family feud that happened. It could be something as minor as, the one where Uncle Joe's potato salad, this incident in 2008, and people got food poisoning, whatever it was. It could be something as simple that you think is funny, but it's going to trigger something for someone else. Leave the past in the past, or you're going to risk watching it rear its ugly head. And even though it's hilarious, it's going to rear its ugly head again, and someone's going to be left feeling not their best. Now, the thing is that it could be heavier stuff. Just like leave the past in the past. This is going back to what I said before. You don't want to hold people to like their worst moment when they've had many moments that they're evolving and doing their absolute best. So honor that we're all evolving. We're all changing. Whether you're aware of it or not, it's happening. It's true. So that is why you want to leave this alone. Now, this is another one. Don't overindulge in the wine, the special Thanksgiving sangria cocktail, the eggnog, or any other holiday special drinks before dinner. This liquid courage might seem tempting, but if you slur your words through a toast and we're all like, say something like, oh yeah, we're all a family, even if you don't deserve it, it's not the vibe, right? Like stuff comes out, right? That they call alcohol truth serum. This is not the place to overindulge. And this is where a lot of trauma and drama can happen. So find things that make you excited. There's more mocktails than ever before. So indulge in those. And then after you eat, have a cocktail. Or completely forgo the cocktails until you are feeling that you're in a more safe, supported space. Like whatever works. So number 4 is do not try to convert anyone's beliefs. It doesn't matter if it's politics, religion, or whether you believe pineapple on pizza is amazing or it doesn't. That is not the time. So leave your soapbox moments at home and save the debates for your group chat or where they're welcomed. Especially coming off of such a crazy, polarizing season, keep it light, keep it fun. These are people that you love. Even if you don't agree with all their beliefs, you love them. So don't try to convert anyone's beliefs. We're here for a good time, not a long time. So, number 5, don't volunteer to help in the kitchen if you can't handle criticism. Oh my goodness. This is like grandma's been doing it her way for over 60 years, and you're about to find out just how wrong you've been doing everything from seasoning your food to washing a dish. This took me years because I always thought, oh, the right thing to do is to volunteer to help. But, when I'm feeling extra sensitive or whatever, I do not volunteer to help because I know it's going to be a trigger for me. So it's almost like a boundary. If it upsets my family, they think I'm lazy. I would rather that than the drama that can happen because I'm not in the mood for criticism about how I wash effing dishes. So take it from me. Just don't volunteer. Go do something else. Sit there and have a meditative moment. It doesn't matter. So just think that through. Then the other thing is don't play therapist to that one oversharing relative. For some reason, like, you want to always say like, how's your job? How are things going? Which are things you want to genuinely ask people, right? So make sure you do that. That is important to actually ask people how they're doing, what they're up to. Like these are great things, but not getting stuck. Like it shouldn't lead to an hour-long sob story about how, Doug from accounting is stealing their yogurt in the office fridge and blah, 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 blah. Like, no, you need to set clear boundaries fast. Like be clear, run, move on, change the scenery. You have to go to the bathroom, whatever it is. So you are not there to be their therapist. You cannot save the world. And this is not the time and place. Even if you are a therapist, as somebody who is a coach and, and has been a practical psychologist for most of my life, it is a really, really tempting thing to do, but this is not the time and place. And then I just tell myself, I don't work for free. So sometimes just saying that in my mind is very easy. So remember, You get paid incredibly well for your amazing talents and gifts. And it doesn't matter if it's family or not. You don't work for free. So this is not the time. Okay. So then you other things. Don't turn the the table, the dinner table into your open mic night. And I used to do this for years. Like my way of diffusing tension and when people were like trying to shame me for stuff would be to make jokes about it. And that would not make people happy. So when you have jokes about family dysfunction, you might want to, they might be a hit at your comedy club routine. Maybe we should need to get one of those. But here they're going to land like burnt turkey and a fart in church. Like it's not going to go over good. So don't like awkwardly seek out to make things more humorous. Just be your humorous self and don't make jokes about the family dysfunction. Okay. So, number 8 is don't bring up your new diet or wellness goals. This is such a toxic thing for so many women. So, unless you're ready for the whole chorus of, oh, you're too good for my famous buttery potatoes, and oh, you're too good for this. Oh my God, you're so skinny, blah, 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 whatever it is, you want to take a breath. You just want to take a breath. Okay. Just eat what you want. Just eat what you want and let others eat in peace. That's it. This is not the time to share your beliefs. Like it's so funny because we practice um being very mindful in our eating and organic and removing all the chemicals, and there's so much in our, food supply. I talk about this with friends that are interested in it. And if a family member asks me about it, I will converse with them. But I have really been working hard the last few years on not making it a topic of conversation at a family gathering because it just creates so much trauma. And all I was doing was sharing. And most of the people in my life want me to share my knowledge. But I have learned, so you do not have to, I've made all these mistakes for you. I have learned the hard way that that is not what you want to share. So keep don't bring up your diet, your wellness goals, or anything like that. It's not the time. Then this is huge. Number 9, don't try to fix family dynamics, not at a holiday gathering. This is hard for me because I naturally, if I see there's something missing, I get paid really well in my business to help create marketing strategies for people that work. And if their business is having a dysfunction or something's off, or the shamanic practices that we do for our personal coaching and life coaching. And so this is so hard. I get it. You might be like this too. When you see a problem, you just naturally want to fix it. So take a breath. Don't try to fix the family dynamics. This is what I say to myself. Oh, this is not a Netflix drama with the Hallmark ending where, yay, you get to be the hero bringing everything together. Like, I have to say that to myself to make myself laugh. That, sometimes those magical experiences is sometimes the most magical experience you can have is just not taking sides and not getting involved or not activating it. So, that is one of the things that has worked for me. The number 10 is don't overstay your welcome. I do a very powerful intention setting of what I want to achieve before I go to a meeting, before I go to uh, a gathering. And I'm very clear on the timeline. So be clear about your boundary. Don't overstay your welcome because that's when things get funky. So just go. And then everyone leaves on a positive note. It's a good team. It's a good thing. It's a good time. And then it always brings me back to the saying I say, we're here for a good time, not a long time. So that is what happens. So that is what not to do. So I hope you had a notebook and a paper and you wrote it all down. Now I'm going to give you the things that you want to do at family gatherings for creating a magical and, more hilarious type of holiday experience. So here are the things. I used to struggle with, oh my God, I can't do this, I can't do that. I'm never right, da, da, da. And that became such a struggle for me when it came to my family. And it has nothing to do with them. It was my own stuff. So this is why I wanted to create this podcast episode 2 ways for you, is because you're like, now what? Okay, great. So should I not go? Because I feel like I'm gonna like step on all the landmines, say all the wrong things, and have a mouthful of marbles. And I'm just gonna be stuffing my face. Now, the thing is to set an intention, and then these are the 10 things that you need so that you can have absolutely magical holiday experience, right? And it's how do you want to feel? Focus on how you want to feel and let everything else just melt to the side. So, number one is be yourself unapologetically. Rock your quirks like you are the designer accessory, right? Like the weirder you are, the better. If you have a weird laugh, laugh louder. Prefer sparkling water over wine? Go all in. Cheers to you. Like, salute. Authenticity is your secret weapon. Do not allow family dynamics to steal that from you. So stay true to who you are without pushing your beliefs on others. This was a very much a struggle for me because it's like, okay, well, you don't even like me because I'm not allowed to be me. So what is happening here? So I had to learn that I'm going to fully be myself. I'm going to stay true to my boundaries. I'm not going to waver in what I believe and feel, but I am not here to convince or convert anyone to my way of believing that everything is possible and that you can have the most beyond common amazing life if you choose to, right? Like this is not the time and place to do the convincing of this. So, number two that you want to do is set boundaries like a pro. So, say you have Aunt Karen who's always like, "Oh, are you married yet?" Or if you are married, "Do you have kids? Did you have kids?" Or "How many more kids?" Whatever. You just flash a polite smile and change the subject to her favorite casserole recipe, to something that interests her. You want to master the art of being a boundary ninja. So I literally create ninja moves. This is going to be your secret weapon. You are the boundary ninja and you have got this. So, number three, bring the high vibe energy. So, show up like a walking disco ball of joy. So, I will actually like dance, get crazy, do all the things that put me in a high vibe state so that I can remain high vibe and let everyone else's, like if there's any negative energy going on, like just bounce off of me. So be fully you, right? It's like you want to randomly break dance in the kitchen. Yes, please do more of that. Sprinkle positivity like it's glitter and confetti, right? Um, you get bonus points if it's glittery confetti. So keep it positive, stay in your awareness so that you are conscious moment to moment. So, number four is channel your inner comedian. So laugh at everything, especially yourself. So I don't know, a couple years ago, I burnt a bunch of rolls. Well, I just laughed at myself. I didn't care if people were pissed off. Like I burnt the rolls. So I just laughed and it was done. Um, if it was a problem, like, oh wow. So the thing is like I'm laughing at myself, not at others. So I make the comedy relief about everything. Like if there's a burnt pie or whatever, like if there's family drama brewing, turn it into a sitcom in your head, of course. So laughter is the best holiday seasoning. You like that? I know it's cheesy, but I thought you'd like that. So the best way I can say that is to laugh at yourself. Like you make a mistake, you trip over your own feet, like, oh my goodness, I tripped over my own feet. Whatever. It's hilarious. Kids like this stuff. It's fun. It lightens the mood and it just softens all the things that might be going on because everybody in the world is going through something. And these are people you love, even if you have a history of trauma and drama with them. You love them. And I know it's hard, but how do you want to feel? Just keep going back to that. So I say, channel your inner comedian, honor your inner comedian, and make the laughter pointed at yourself. Like that's the best way to learn. So, number five, honor your healing journey. So, if cousin Todd, who's just like totally unaware of anything, brings up a thing from about 10 years ago that was not your finest moment, and you really wish you did not behave like that, just smile knowingly. And this is huge. Just smile knowingly and think, I've evolved, Todd. Have you? But do not say it. This is where I used to get myself into so much trouble. My quick wit and my sharp tongue, I would just say that and it would be a drama. So I can think it. I have all these amazing sitcoms going on in my mind, but I do not say it out loud. Then I just help myself to more stuffing or any other food that is your favorite, right? Uh, you know, as we go through the holiday season, maybe each different gathering, you have your favorites. I'm not saying that you have to overindulge, like stay true to you, but this is a time to go towards the thing that you love. How do you want to feel? So you want more joy and laughter? Where are the kids playing? If whether you have kids or not doesn't matter, go chase the joy and laughter. Be in that room. So it's okay that Todd said that. You can say in your mind, like, thanks, buddy. I've evolved. Have you? This is something you say in your mind, not out loud. Oh man, did I do this thousands of times before I learned all the powerful lessons here. So go do something that's your favorite. Eat your favorite dish, go talk to your favorite and go hang out with the kids that make you laugh. So the other thing that you want to do is number 6, express gratitude loudly and proudly. Be so grateful. Even for the overcooked turkey, like gratitude turns awkward silences into heartwarming moments. If everyone else is complaining about, oh, this happened at the grocery store, blah, 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 just find something to be grateful. I am so grateful that we live in a country that we all have these choices to go to these different grocery stores. I mean, it could be anything. So express gratitude loudly and proudly. You want to use it at like, it's like this heartwarming thing that will just replace the awkward silences, change the dynamics of like if you have Uncle Joe over here that's all about conspiracies and no one wants to have that conversation, like whatever it is, just express gratitude loudly and proudly. This is the time to say all the things you're grateful for. And it could be things, people, it could be the weather, whatever it is. So happy and grateful, just sprinkle that. So number 7 is turn conversations into compliment battles. I started creating this in my head, like, okay, it's like this is part of that the ninja moves. It's like I am going to outdo every critique with a compliment. So if someone says, "Oh, you're wearing those pants?" I'll be like, "Oh my God, yes. Don't I look freaking amazing in these pants? I thought I looked so awesome." Oh my God, is that his new girlfriend? Oh my goodness, yes. Aren't you so excited that we get to meet her? I mean, you look so beautiful. I mean, and give a genuine compliment, but make it a challenge with yourself to turn these conversations into compliment battles, right? So instead of battling over who hurt who, just have this own thing going on. It's almost like a game you can play in your mind. Who's going to give the most compliments? And you're just going to win. So like, even if your mom's like, "Oh, why are you still wearing that sweater?" You say, "Oh, because it makes me look so fabulous. Thank you for noticing." Instead of letting your head go, "Why do I not look good? Does she think I look bad?" Like you just want to shut all that BS down and don't let it in. So you just say, "Oh, because it makes me look fabulous. Thank you for noticing." And if it is something so outlandish that you would never say, that's the better. That's the humor. So then, um, 8, this is super important. Be the boundary reminder for others. So if you see that a sibling is being caught in their 5th interrogation from your grandma, who's maybe senile and doesn't even know what she's saying anymore, rescue them. "Hey, we need your help with this in the kitchen," or "Can you help me?" Whatever it is, rescue them. Help people. If people are struggling, you don't have to get involved or engage or add kerosene to these family trauma drama dynamics, but you can rescue people and then just move on to the next thing. So then the other thing is number 9, have a magic reset button. So if you need to step away, casually go check on the kids. Even if you don't have kids, you can go check on the kids because kids are always doing funny stuff. Or you offer to grab something from the car. I actually, now at this stage of life, I don't care if people think I'm weird. I will go, "Oh, I'm going to go have a mindful moment." Like that's my little mindful meditation moment. This will allow me to recharge and feel fabulous. Sometimes it's just no one did anything that triggered anything. It's just a lot of noise and I just need to be grounded. So I have no problem excusing myself. And to me, it's just a mindful meditation moment. This is why a lot of people actually smoke cigarettes because it's their only way they can escape all the things going on. So don't smoke, but step away and take those deep cleansing breaths because that will recharge and reset and make you feel fabulous. And that is like going back to how do you want to feel? So the number 10, this is the best part. End the day with a joyful recap. This could be a conversation you have out loud with your husband, your kids, yourself. You can journal about this, reflect on the hilarity of the day, the spilled gravy. This is something you do alone. You can talk through the karaoke session that turned into a group hug. It could be that you spilt like you made this huge tray of stuff and you walked in someone's house and it all spilled all over your head. Um, okay, I guess we weren't supposed to eat that. Holy F. Okay, do we have enough food? Anyone got crackers? I mean, whatever it is. The thing is that end the day with a joyful recap, like reframe that, wow, even though things were challenging, you stayed your amazing, powerful self through it all. And then what I do is I journal and write out like one or two things that would have made it even better. So it's almost like setting that loving intention for the next thing. Um, and this is how you really create these amazing, joyful holiday gatherings. So you do it with intention, you do it with the vigor and heart that you give to your business goals. Like at the end of our day, if we don't have people around us that we love and that love us and support us, then have we really lived a life of fulfillment? These are things to just ask yourself. So take a deep breath, enjoy this. I hope you enjoyed the top 10 list of do's and don'ts. And I hope that you understand that holidays are not perfect. They weren't meant to be. They're meant to allow you to grow and stretch. You are absolutely perfect as you are, my friend. When you show up as your best, brightest, and occasional, like silliest version of yourself, you will always, always um, have a good time. Like you will always have a good time. You will always be filled with more joy and laughter. And I want you to really think about like these key points can be taken anytime. Here's the top 10 of what to do, what not to do. I would love to hear from you. What would you add? What really struck a chord for you? What surprised you? Like, let us know. So reach out to us on social media. Leave us a comment wherever you are enjoying this podcast episode. And if you'd be so kind to leave us a review, that would be awesome. But communicate with us. Let us know your thoughts. Send us an email, whatever it takes. I would love to know how these work for you, how they serve you. And, just go into it with the idea that you want to feel good, you deserve to feel good, and you want to have a holiday gathering that fills you with love, joy, and laughter. So, I encourage you to share this episode, subscribe to Beyond Common Business Secrets wherever you are joining us. And as always, thank you so much. We are doing something super fun to help you offset. Remember, one of the things that we said was not to share your dreams. Well, we want to give you a space to share your dreams. So we are doing a sharing circle on Saturday. You can join us live or catch the replay. I will include the link in the show notes, but join us live or catch the replay for the sharing circle. And another thing that we will be sending you tomorrow is a holiday high vibe meditation. So, this is going to be something as my gift to you that you can use to focus, recharge before you head out. So, I hope you have the most amazing holiday season and you know that you are absolutely beyond amazing and you are freaking awesome. Do not forget that. I love you, my friend. Take care, and I will see you on the next one.